Alright, we shall wait for 2-3 minutes. We only have 4 students. Okay, let us start. Others will join when they are able to join. So, let me share the screen. Yes. Okay. So in today's session, no, just like last time, we have seen how to establish or how to, have a single level of inheritance. We are going to create our first program that is implementing single level inheritance. Okay, we just have 2 classes here. Say, for example, the first class that you are creating today is circle, and the second class you are creating is cylinder. Okay, and what all variables you can create here in circle class? What all variables will be there? Radius is going to be a variable, and you are using, a parameterized constructor, a parameterized constructor to initialize the value of radius. Okay, to initialize the value of radius variable. What all functions do you have here? functions you have compute area. Compute area of the circle is the function that you are going to compute, in this class circle. Now, what is the thing in class cylinder? Class cylinder is having its own variable known as height. But your class cylinder is, the subclass of your superclass circle. So cylinder is just another subclass of your class circle. So what is happening here? Whenever you are creating a variable height and whenever you are initializing this variable height, what all parameters you will use here? Two parameters. Which parameters? You will use height also. You will call the superclass constructor, okay, and initialize radius from here itself, and you will use self dot height. You already know this, okay. You will use value to initialize the height variable inside this class. So you are calling the superclass parameterized constructor to initialize the radius, and you are using height variable to initialize your variable height. And after this, you are creating a function here which is computing the volume of cylinder, okay? Or you can say it is computing here. Let us take surface area. So if you take the surface area, no, then you need to use, or you can even compute volume, okay? Let us compute the volume of the cylinder. We are creating the formula, we are creating a function that is computing the volume of that cylinder. So you are going to use radius here. And from where will the radius come? Whenever you will initialize your superclass variable, no, radius. Whenever you're creating the object at that time, you are passing the parameter. Thereby, that is how you are initializing the superclass variable radius, and you are computing the volume of your subclass. So once you are done with this, no, you can call the compute area of your superclass with the object of subclass itself. All right. And you can call compute volume with the object of the same class cylinder. Are you getting the question? Is the question clear in your mind? Yes or no? Okay, yes, I'll repeat once, no worries. So, you are creating two classes. The first class is circle, second class is cylinder. Cylinder is acquiring the property of circle, okay? So, your cylinder is going to be the subclass. And what all variables you have in your circle class? Well, only one variable, radius. And how are you initializing this variable? By using the parameterized constructor, you are initializing the value of radius, in the sense, whenever you will create the object, no, at that time you are passing here some class name I am using, okay? And I am passing here the value of radius is, say, for example, 10. Okay, this is my radius. Now, whenever you are creating your subclass cylinder, at that time you can use, or you can utilize this radius variable inside your subclass. How? Because whenever you are creating the constructor of your subclass, you can pass here two parameters, radius and height, and your constructor inside your cylinder is calling the superclasses constructor to initialize the radius variable over there. And this height is just for your cylinder's height. Say, for example, height is 50. So whenever you are creating the object, you are actually creating the object of cylinder, but in turn you are calling the constructor of superclass and initializing the radius variable from this value. Getting this much? Are you getting this much? Yes. All right. Then what we are doing? You are using compute volume in order to compute the volume of cylinder, but at the same time you are also using compute area on the same object to compute the area of the circle. Is the single level inheritance? This is a single level inheritance question for you. The first question. The question is clear in your mind now. What you need to do? Yes or no? Then let us start with these questions. The first question of inheritance. What about you, Sangani? Are you getting the question?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Can you
You are
please
done.
check?
Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah. Let me stop sharing. Yeah, yeah. Share your screen. Yes.
Uh,
Okay.
Visible, no, ma'am?
Yes, yes. Okay. So you are creating a class circle, all right? You are creating the parameterized constructor, okay? You're computing the area, all right? Returning the area. In the cylinder class, you are calling the superclasses constructor and initializing the height, and you are using compute volume, and yes, you are creating the object of cylinder, and you are also calling area, and it is working fine, right? Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, yes. Good, good. Yeah, yeah, done, done.
Okay.
Yes. I'll give you another question. Okay. So again, it is type of this only. What shall I give you next? Done? And did you call the superclass constructor over there? Just call the class constructor. Yeah. Another question I'm giving you in the chat box. Let me share my screen. This is not, an inheritance question. I'm simply, okay, yeah. Yes. Oh, it is a good question. Okay, let me share my screen, all right? Janvi, a very similar question to what you shared with me. Okay. I will solve that problem today. I didn't got time actually. Yeah, is my screen visible? Look at the question.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
In this question, how about input? Means like in that question, input was already like formatted, and we have just want to just write the input line only.
Okay.
So how about in this?
Okay. So this input you're talking about, inputting
Yes,
the data
yes,
from
yes,
user. Yeah.
yes.
You just take the input, just initialize it empty initially. Okay. So your string is going to be empty initially. And whenever you are, and whatever, choice user is inputting, whatever operation he is doing. So, it is mentioned, I'm explaining the simple input. So you are having 8 such, queries user wants to fire. All right.
Okay,
So the first query is he is pressing one. One in the sense you want to append, right? Yeah. First is for appending. Okay. So you need to append this following string at the end of the whatever is your empty string. So whenever he is pressing one, it is appending ABC onto it. So it was initially empty. No, now you are just appending ABC. Then he is pressing 3 space this. So this you have to split in the sense whenever you are inputting this from user string, it is going to be something of type string only. No, so to use the split function, and you can have this whatever is the output of split. No, it could be two different values here. From where are you splitting currently? So I'm splitting the output in form of string itself, right? Input is form of string. You are splitting the data. It will convert this into a list of two separate values, one and ABC. Getting it?
no, ma'am.
Okay. So the split function.
Means here ABC is one string in the list, right? Or in list like A, then second element B, then third element C, like that.
No. So whenever you are inputting data from user, no. Say for example, you are inputting the operation from first of all this operation, it is going to work for 8 number of times. Okay. So you create a loop that is running for 8 number of times. Inside that loop, you are constantly taking the input. Okay. And you are storing it in some variable. Now this input, S is always going to be something of type string because it is having spaces over here. All right, it is something of type string. Whenever you are using split function, no, it is going to whatever is the input for now. Let's say, for example, the input is one ABC. Then whenever you are using split, no, the output will be of type list. In the sense, it will break off these in terms of two. This is a separator that you are passing here. Okay, so it will break off this into list of two records. So what is the output after this? Whenever you try to print this list, no, what will be the output? It will print the output in this form, 1 and ABC. Getting it? So now you have two separate values with you. Now you,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, get it.
yes, yes. I was thinking about the other question. Create the class of blank. What the variables it can have, it can have phone number, it can have username, uh, username, okay. What else it can have? Number is there. Yeah. Email address, okay. And phone number. You are creating two subclasses here. Initializing, I say for example, initialize. You, yeah. Okay. Once you are done with this now, I'm giving you another question on inheritance.
Ma'am, I have one
Yes.
question.
Yes, yes.
Uh, in that notepad, you have write one and then ABC, right? So this one is with this one is coming from this 8 times 1, or user is typing suppose one and then space ABC.
Okay. User is, see, your global loop is running for 8 times, no?
Yes,
So
yes.
8 times the whole process will repeat. Or that it is going to repeat for 8 times, we understand. Now, when it is running for the first time, no, at that time it will take the input first time, process the input first time, and do this computation for the first time. So there is one whole go. Once your one whole go is done, it means your appending is done, or whatever is the operation, it is done. No, then your string is updated and it is printed and it is everything is done. Now, whenever the input is taken for the next time, it is a fresh input. At that time, it is going to input the next command. Which next command? This one. Say, for example, 3 space 3. Getting it?
Means user have to type like split like 3 space 3 like this.
User will input 3 space 3 only. Okay. User will input string itself in this format. What are you doing with that
Okay.
input? You are splitting it. Whatever you do is again on you. But your loop is running for 8 times. No. So in the first time when it is running, it is inputting the first string from you and doing
Okay.
all the computation. Okay. Once the computation is done, the loop is the first iteration of the loop is over. It accepts the second input. Second input is what? The next string, 3 space 3. That is your second input. Okay. Again, you are splitting it. Again, you are doing the operation. Again, the input is taken for the third time. Whatever is the third string, it is taken, again, getting it.
Yes, ma'am, getting.
Only this much is enough. Okay, I have another question for you in inheritance, but let us finish with this. Then I'll give you this question. Janvi, you just talked to me. My screen is shared. No, I am unable to see the chats.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Ma'am,
Yes,
I
yes,
have done something, so can I share my screen?
yes, yes, yes. Please share.
Is it visible?
Yes, yes, I can see your screen.
Yeah. First of all, ma'am, then first what I take number of operations. Suppose it's two, three, anything.
Yes,
For
yes,
element in range of
mm,
one to suppose this.
yeah,
Then
yes,
I will say choose number and one
mm,
string.
yes,
Then
correct.
split. Then split
Yes,
and
mm,
when I split
mm,
and I print str, it's a list of one and abc. Suppose I
correct,
have input,
correct.
right? So
Yes,
str1
uh,
str0 is suppose
PD1.
1, so I
Mm,
have to append, right? So for
okay.
element in str1,
Yeah, you have
then
to.
main list and then append the element.
Yes, correct, correct. Yeah.
And for but ma'am,
Huh.
nothing is happening
Okay,
actually.
okay, okay, okay. Because whenever you are comparing with one, no, it is of type string, no. So don't compare with integer one. Compare it with string one. Just do double quotation in one. Okay, that is first thing.
Okay.
Okay. Next thing, you don't have to worry about element in str1. Why? Because currently str1 is okay, STL1 is the record that you are. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. It is correct. Yes, yes. Now try. Yeah, yeah. It should work.
Okay.
Because STR1 is your another input, right? ABC input.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, done.
Okay.
That's what the issue,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Right.
yes, yes, yes. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah. Good, good. Done well. Yes, anybody trying the same question? Anybody facing any challenges with the same question? Oh, yes, yes, yes. Sorry, sorry. Yeah, yeah. Yes. Oh, yes. Of course, you can overload a constructor, but not in Python. See, whenever you are using default constructor, no, you cannot use parameterized constructor here. It was possible in JDK. It is also possible in C++. It is also possible in JavaScript, yes, but it is not possible in Python. Either you can use parameterized or either you can use default, but you cannot use both. Sagar, because whenever you are okay, let me show you something. Okay, uh, yeah, I want you to try something. Okay, on your own. Say for example, I'm creating without classes. Okay, without classes, just try this. Say for example, you are creating a function, simple function, and it is working on, yeah. Say for example, it is printing something. Okay, it is printing height. Now, whenever you say overloading, what do you mean by overloading? You can pass here, different number of parameters. Say, for example, you are passing here n and you are printing n over here. And you are passing two variables n and m both here, okay? And now this time, no, you want to print both. So, you are using your print n and m both. Say, for example, you are doing something like this. You try this. Actually, in Python, overloading is not supported in the sense whenever you are using the same name of function, no, it is replacing the original one with the new one. So if you try to execute this function, no, it is not going to execute for the previous one. The call will be gone. The first definition of this function is, it is kind of not available anymore. All right. Second definition, it is going to overload the first definition. So if you try to execute the same named functions, no, Python is not supporting overloading in this case. In the same way, if you are creating multiple constructors, no, you try this first. You try this in function without object. You try this first. What is happening, you tell me. Then you will see how it is working with classes. In classes, the same thing. You cannot use constructor for two different, constructors, because the new one is going to replace the old one. That is for sure. It is not allowed for that reasons, because whenever the same name is occurring, no, overloading is not possible in constructors, because in method itself, when you are trying to do that, it is going to replace the original definition with the new one, and that is the reason it is not supporting. Yes. But there is a difference, between overloading and overriding. Overriding is the same thing. Overriding, what you are doing in overriding, you are creating a subclass, superclass relationship, and you are using the same named method. And whenever even you are using overriding, no, the overriding concept is same as you have heard in JDK. It is going to override the method of the superclass. So if you have the same function fun in both the classes and inheritance, no, the original function is going to be overridden by your subclass function. That is for sure happening here. It is the same way it is happening in JDK. It is the same way it is happening here also. But if you try overwriting, okay, overwriting is there here in Python. If you try overwriting, in the sense you are creating the same function with the same parameter, okay, I am not changing the parameter list over here. In the sense, I am simply changing its body now. Initially I wanted to print hi and end, I want to print hello and end. So next time whenever it is working, no, it is whenever you are calling the function with some number, it is going to print hello 100 itself. Okay, so it can be overwriting is there. It is known as redefining the function, giving the new body of the function. Okay, it is possible in Python. Yes, you can do. So we have overwriting, overriding, and overloading. Three things are there in Python. Getting it? Oh, yes, 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 please. Yes, yes, please share your screen with me. Yeah. So you are creating a default constructor which is having, okay, just a set of M and S, where oh, dictionary of M and S. Now you're creating an empty string, all right, and you're populating it with random values, right? Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, yeah, got it, got it. Yes. Okay. Then you are if it is in get if, yeah, if user is inputting, then you are using that function, all right. Now the logic is for I in range, if I the character is M and your I is non-zero, it means you are checking for first onwards, for one index onwards. So if your previous character I minus 1 is S, all right, you are allocating O is just for emptying it out, right? Because mongoose has eaten the snake. So you are replacing your snake with O. Just in the case when your mongoose is present at the next location, you are changing the previous locations O. You are making it O. Okay. Else if I plus 1 is not equals to length, means you haven't reached till the end of the string. Okay. Is it for that? Because you haven't reached till the end of the string, and your s of I plus 1, because you haven't reached the end of the string, and your s of I plus 1 is equals to s, means at the, oh, okay, whenever your I is but when it comes to the last position, at that time this condition will not work. Before that only it is here. Oh, at that time also you are replacing your yeah, I plus 1 with O. Okay. And you are creating an empty string, all right. Then you are appending your I in that, all right. And then you are taking the count of M and S. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me see. Okay, so if S and M, so in this case, it is going to work with I minus 1 itself, right? Yeah. So M and S, it is replacing it with O. So you don't have to worry about, okay. Oh, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, good one. Your logic is correct. Did you try the boundary cases in the sense? Did you try tie that test case? Oh, okay. Uh, Try SMS, uh, but it will work because, yes, because you're already replacing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good, good, good. Now, if you have time, then try to submit this code onto, it is a question from CodeChef actually, okay. Try to submit this code on CodeChef. I'll share the link, okay, so that your code will be test against lots of different test cases. And if any test case is not working, no, you can get to know that, okay, this is not working. So let me share the problem link with you. Those who have done this question, no, try to submit this question onto this link, so you can check whether your solution is correct or not. It will test your solution against so many test cases, okay. Okay, all right. Oh, I already took more time. It is okay. If you are not having any queries with the single level inheritance and its problems, you can leave the session. But mention your numbers in the chat box before you leave the session. Why, Pawan, you didn't join with your Marwadi's email address?
It's with Marwadi University email.
Oh, okay, okay. Fine, fine.
Ma'am, second was done. Can you check?
Yes, yes, yes. Please share your screen.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, I can see your screen. Okay, so whenever it is 2, you are removing your that indexed element from your okay, from your list itself, and you're printing it. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, it is working fine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No worries. From fourth itself, it is left, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, yes. No worries. Shall I share the question with you, or will you do it in the next class?
Okay, share now. I can do.
Okay, okay. I'll share the question with you on WhatsApp itself. Okay, because here there is no way of attaching. Is it there? No.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
I'll share the question in WhatsApp. I cannot attach a document in the chat box here. Yeah, I'll share it in your WhatsApp. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. Um, where is your number? Yes. Yes, please leave the session.